Todd Bozeman thought that Walters went up and down with it, but down goes the three from Jordan. A tie ball game again, 14 apiece, 12:44 left in the first half. These two teams battling for the right
and roll, making Kidd give it up and others make decisions.
Pauly able to hit that outside shot, goes inside the pass, nearly went in. Jordan with the loose ball and score. Adonis Jordan. And here's a guy.
Ostertag doing a nice job holding off inside.
And Walters doing a nice job of dropping it in from the outside. 10 points for Rex Walters. He's got 15 points, and both teams battling for the opportunity to play.
Scored pass. Problem is rebounding underneath.
Jordan for three. Adonis Jordan with the rainbow shot, and Jordan's got 8. Jayhawk. Cal has retaken the lead by 1 with 1:30 left in the half.
And this time they're man-to-man.
Richie. Boy, back and forth.
He drags the center or the big forward out. He's got deeper range than Pauly.
Walters double clutches. And we have the 7th lead change of the first half, and the foul is called on Grigsby.
So experienced Rex that knows how far he can take a guy.
Walters. Here's a kid, Rex Walters, who routinely comes in the gym 2 hours. And you're right, that's what he has to work on.
That will come.
Woodbury looking to give Kansas the lead. And he does. Score the basket, and he's fouled.
He's the action. Jade Hawk.
What? 5 or 6 ball games. And although he doesn't start for the team anymore, he gets starters minutes with 18. This is Walter.
You got to know his number. Yeah, anyhow. Jordan doing a great job not letting Kidd get the ball back. Oh. Gorgeous delivery.
Dumped it. Well. And that'll do it as Kansas uses a 10-0 run to close the game. As Roy Williams and Todd Bozeman shake Jason Kidd, congratulating some guys he saw when he was a freshman in high school, Walters and Jordan.
And talking to Bobby Knight's assistants, that's the one they were concerned about. Misuse of the dribble.
Walters.
KU has to. Look at the mismatch. Reynolds on Pauly.
Jordan for 3. Adonis Jordan gets it, can make it a 4-point play.
This is the problem when you can shoot threes as well as KU can. You've got to attack the shooter. They also had the He knew if he shot, he'd get the hook.
Walters.
What a reverse. It didn't look like there was anything there for him, JB. Both guards are so creative with the bounce. A little toe dance for that rebound.
5 rebounds for Ostertag. Well, he can touch the rim standing on his toes.
Well, that comes in handy in games.
Scott scores and is fouled. Nover the foul.
Well, earlier we said Chaney did a great job. You've got to meet your opponent and root him out.
Having played well in the first game, still struggling a bit here.
Oh, they've been looking to get it inside, use those individual abilities, Chaney and Graham. Whether it's on the top or the wing. Great denial, D. Look at this job.
Good hustle by Pauly. Ahead to Scott. Pauly with the follow.
And digging down on Greg Graham, forcing him to that tough shot before.
Give the credit to Woodbury knocking that one loose. 12 turnovers for Indiana. Walters.
He's too good to be silent too long.
Rayford with the steal. And score.
He doesn't waste any time. You saw Walters cross court, got it to him.
Hancock, quick move!
Exclamation! Tough match.
Scott over Evans. Count it, and he's fouled. Greg Graham has 23. Nice pass to Jordan.
Can he run? JB, he was in the back.
83-77, Kansas. Both teams out of timeouts. 8.3 seconds remaining.
And figured even if they make the three, they don't have to take the basketball out.
Reynolds, the worst shooter on the team.
Nice play. Heads up. Kansas all the way to the end.
And that'll do it.
Kansas gets the opening pass. Woodbury inside to Scott. And immediately they go low, and immediately Alan Henderson gets nailed on a foul. Richard Scott scores the first two teams. Had Graham across the timeline. Graham bounces and threw it away. Bad pass. Patrick Ritchie with a steal and a breakaway slam dunk. Patrick Ritchie's 6th point. Indiana down 2, 17-15. Graham comes back the other way. Woodbury drives it right, takes it down to the corner, kicks it back out to Vaughn. Vaughn in the lane, throws it up and got it. Jock Vaughn gets his first field goal, his 4th point, and he'll have a chance at a 3-point play. Fakes it left, drives it right, pulls up, gives to Ritchie. Ritchie fakes, then drives, fires, and missed it. Slammed back in by Greg Ostertag. Ostertag's first field goal on a rebound basket and holds, circles right, gives it off to Pearson. Pearson on the wing against Hart. Pearson to the baseline, spins, fires, no, went in. Oh, man. Sean Pearson got a break there, and it dropped through his first 2 points of the ball game. Vaughn looks inside. Vaughn drives, gives it outside to Pearson. Back out to Vaughn for a jump shot of 3, good. A big 3-point basket for Kansas. 59-53, the lead back up to 6. To Scott, down low to Vaughn. Outside to Woodbury. He pumps a 3. Got it. Woodbury suddenly comes alive with his 11th point in his first try. Indiana's down 1. Here's Leary to Bailey. To Steve Woodbury. Woodbury outside, pass to Sean Pearson. He drives it and shoots, and he got the roll. Pearson ties it with his first basket of the overtime and his 4th point. Now, tied at 78, 140 left. Top of the key, Vaughn goes left wing. 1:26 to go. Outside of Pearson, long bomb is in the air. Good! Pearson cans a tray. Pearson with a 3-point bomb, his 7th point. Here come the Hoosiers down by 1. Here's Vaughn in backcourt. 12, 11, 10. Vaughn down to 9. Vaughn still dribbling. Takes it right side. Vaughn, backcourt. Down to 3. He fires the shot in the air. Got it! And the horn was found. Jock Vaughn just hit the basket. There's 0.2 of a second to go. Lilly will inbound. Fires it up court. That's the ball game. Kansas wins. Jock Vaughn throws in a 3. And Kansas will walk out of Allen Fieldhouse tonight with their victory, but give Indiana credit. What a terrific comeback effort on the part of the Hoosiers as they...
Again matches their biggest lead, 4 points. They scored 7 in a row after Kansas opened the game by tallying 6. Here's Richie hitting the 3. 3-point basket.
He puts you to sleep, Dick. You can hit him out there.
Patrick Ritchie got off to a good start in round 1. He's high at least. Each team with 6 fouls. Next one will be 1-1 on both sides. Ritchie hits another 3. That's his second of the ball game. And Kansas has a 1-point lead.
Ritchie lulls you to sleep.
Along with Pollard, Scott, and Woodbury. He's got it now. Open is Vaughn. And he hits it. Boy, that's one of the rare shots from outside. Vaughn and their point guards have struggled today. Those are the first points for the... Both shirts are back defensively. Open man is Gurley. He can hit the 3, and he does. Greg Gurley.
That's what he's out there for.
Kansas by a trade.
Woodbury has to be stopped.
Woodbury has 14 in the game. Pollard the basket and the foul. And if it's on Duncan, and it is, it'll be 4 on Tim.
I think it might take Tim out for about 2 minutes, Coach Dave. You got to move in King. Let him commit a foul or 2. Now the clock's effective.
Open 3-point attempt. Vaughn missed the shot. Here's Pollard. And the basket's going to count, and the foul. Kansas had too much off the board. They had too many chances at the hoop, and they took advantage of it, and now they lead by 6, which matches their biggest lead to start the game.
And no one can cover Pollard down low if he gets the ball.
They're going to have to...
Now Wake missed at the other end. Back to Dick and Al.
Jim Calhoun has it firmly nice among the top. Nice move, good pass over with a big 3-point hoop, and the Jayhawks on an 11-0 run have opened up a 10-point lead. 3-point attempt is missed by Whitebrot, and the game is over. Kansas has advanced. Final score, the Kansas Jayhawks 69, Wake Forest 58. When we come back, it'll be Jim Nance in our New York studios as the Big 8 has moved on.
Handle the ball, but it was against the backcourt trap. They weren't prepared for that if it showed.
Well, there's pressure, and Vaughn gets a turnover and a conversion.
Kellogg lost it, and Vaughn made him pay. The game tied at 4.
But don't look for a lot of...
A year ago, but right now, the Minutemen are quicker to the ball. Another turnover.
Kellogg throws it away. 2 on 3. Jayhawks Haas. Got it. Used his body to protect the ball and laid it through.
Well, one thing to force, they are not as sharp as I'm sure they'd like to be.
Well, let's stretch Lou Rowe, because you know he's coming into the pros, and he wants to get as big as he can.
6, 7.5. How's that?
That's good.
Rowe has a half dozen points, and UMass leads by 3. Vaughn penetrates, kisses it off the glass, and will shoot 1.
Now, this was all that Roy Williams was talking about. I need Jacques Vaughn. I don't know how he is. He is strained, a down.
All alone underneath against the little trap.
How can you forget about Rowe? He has 14 points. Same side again. Mishandled, but Ostertag jams it through. Half dozen for Big Greg.
Both of these teams like to run a lot of back.
The cold shooting spell to come right back on Kansas.
Well, it has been a game of streaks for both sides, and they're trying to get the ball to Ostertag, triple team.
Kellogg came down to help. He just took it right to his fellow 7-footer Meyer. Banked it home and has a chance for a 3-point play.
And John deliver.
Minutemen have 10 offensive rebounds here in the first half. 3-point shot by Billy Thomas, the freshman from Shreveport. Puts Kansas up. Just hear the crowd go, when Lou gets his hands on the basketball.
Big Ostertag has got to be wondering, what do I got to do? I got back into the defensive area. I plugged the lane, and here I'm guarding the 6'7" All-American who can take me just about anywhere he wants to go.
That time it was the freshman Rafe LaFrenz that had Camby pinned on his hip, laid it in, and drew the foul. Number 3. Rebounded by LaFrenz. Ostertag stays in the game with 3. LaFrance cuts to the basket for the easy one. He has 8.
If Kansas is going to win this game this afternoon, it's
The game at 53.
Well, Kansas came out one of the rare times in their 1-3-1 defense. They don't want to play that against when Lou Rowe was into the ballgame, and they still came up on open jump shot.
And coaches always say, I will get you out. Players say, but you won't get good aggressive play by him, and they're going to need that at the defensive end.
Just under 10 minutes left. It's been post throughout. LaFrance off the lob pass from Vaughn. He has 12 points.
They are wearing them out with misdirection. They go away. Has been able to control things because they've been able to move the ball, move people, get them going to the basket.
Nice cut by Haas. Pollard laid it in.
Well, this is really what makes Kansas a better team than the sum of the parts is their motion offense. They wear you down. They move.
Three-pointer won't go by Bright. Here's Haas with a run out against Bright. He got it jammed over Dante Bright. Will UMass have to foul?
Well, UMass doesn't have the one-on-one working for him, so any foul is going to be a two-shot situation.
Haas for 3. Whoa! With a shot clock at 4. Haas with his 16th point. Just 2 seconds left. Bright with a steal as the horn sounds. So the UMass Minutemen thrash Arkansas to take over number 1. And today it's the 7th-ranked Jayhawks of Kansas that knock off UMass by a final score of 81-75.
B. McGrath played only 6 minutes against Colgate. Vaughn went the other 34. And there's Fralick's coming over to try to deny Vaughn the ball, and that's why they want to keep it out of his hands. He penetrated, and Ostertag had the easy 2.
He's got speed, but he understands the game, too. Just waiting for the traffic to come up and challenge. Handle to the backcourt.
A double Ostertag in the low post. Pearson. And that's a great sign for Kansas. Sean had been in a shooting slump. 3 for 15 from the floor over his last 2 games.
They need to
tag the board. Kansas with the ball up 8. That's the last time Kansas played in Dayton in the NCAA tournament in '92. There's a 3 for Pearson. They lost as the number 1 seed in the second round. The teams are not very forgiving.
Oh, nice anticipation by Vaughn.
2 on 3 for the moment, but Vaughn flew right by Horn.
Those rooms are like your mommy when you're late for dinner, unforgiving. But if you're going to push, you got to...
In the line. Oh, French running the floor, and Thornton got a piece of it. Now Thomas drives in a 3.
They don't back off. That was a great defensive play, but what a look.
1,500. 4-3. An air ball from Darren Horn. Pass. Horn and Fralick hustled back, but they couldn't stop Haas.
What a hesitation dribble. Let the traffic clear.
Timeout, Western Kentucky, an 11-point lead for Kansas.
Basketball right now is becoming aggressive defensively.
The lead down to 5 for KU. 4-3. Pearson.
3-point basket, Sean Pearson.
Low. Knowing where you are is important.
Vaughn leans in and scores.
2 knockdowns. That Pearson and then the leader with the kiss.
Just as quickly, a 10 title in their grasp, and that slipped away late in the year. Purdue took it from them, and out in the first round when they had visions of Seattle. Kansas has visions of Seattle, and Pollard has the finish. Matter of fact, it was in Seattle that Kansas won the first of its 2 national. The other night, they won't go away. Came from 14 down to beat Michigan. They're scratching back into this one. Pearson, strong along the end line.
You know the difference? They're attacking now, Kansas, whereas Michigan didn't. And don't gamble, obviously.
10 on the shot clock. Vaughn put his head down and gets the bucket. Rogers hit the deck, and Matt Kilcullen is staring in disbelief at the officials.
Jacques Vaughn should have gotten 3-1 trap at half court. Just to make sure. Make them use clock.
Glass. Short. And Kansas is heading to Kansas City.
We'll join Jim Nance after a commercial break. For Bob Lobel and Bill Raftery, Sean McDonough saying so long from Dayton.
They've got a good squad. Hansen took it, looks like an elbow to a nose and may have a bloody nose. So he'll be out for a while. Jared Haas hits the three. And that's a good sign for the Jayhawks. When he comes out hot, you better look out. Didn't look like Jared Haas had any problems with the call. Well, Jared's not one to worry about sacrificing his body. Vaughn on the drive. I know I might be a little biased, Duke, but show me a better point. 3 or 4 years ago, I think, at Arizona State, so they've definitely had good success in their opener. B.J. Williams in the ball game now for the Jayhawks. Underneath, fouled. Hey, don't think Scott Pollard's not fired up to play this game. With a nice pump fake, can't get loose underneath. Good help defense by Utah. One of their guys got beat on the perimeter, but 2 guys came and stopped him, and there's no stopping that. You got to get right up on Jock Vaughn, but he's going to keep delivering. And that's one of the keys to the Jayhawks season. Jock Vaughn even at 25 here in the first half. The lob inside to Paul Pierce. And the freshman gets his first bucket of the game. There are inside 1 minute now. Jock Vaughn working against Andre Miller. Will take the three. Boy, that was there the whole time. You see Jock Vaughn there with a little slip. Pass on the lob to LaFrenz. Baseline jumper won't go. Pierce on the follow slam. He's going to lead the world in dollar. Awesome pass by Andre Miller. He set out last year as a non-qualifier, and he's really come on for the Utah. Pearson for 3, and Kansas back up by 6. And the Jayhawks could certainly use for moving without the basket or without the ball. I'm so excited. I've lost it. Backdoor to Haas. Nice setup by Jared Haas. Think anything stupid. They want to run the timeout, but you also push the defense all the way down. Look for the easy one. Haas for 3. That was the easy one. Yeah, it wasn't the easy one. That was one of those no. Oh, yeah, good. Timeout call here to score in this ball game. He was among about, 40 walk-on candidates that the Jayhawks had to pick from. And makes the team, and Kansas seals the victory. 79-68 the final, as number 2 rated Kansas knocks off the number 8 Utah Utes in the season opener. We'll be back to wrap things up.
Reverse the ball really well. Kansas likes to swing the ball side to side.
Nice pass.
Great execution. They point at each other. You see a lot of similarities to the man that Roy Williams idolizes. And they say you have to prove to us you can make the open shot. We're not going to let you get the ball inside. That's the philosophy and the theory that they're offering.
Pass hits a 3.
And he can make the open shot. Kansas is a better shooting basketball team than we've witnessed in the Utah game.
3 mark of the first half before Harold Dean scored a point. They probably would take that. And credit Jock Vaughn for much of that. Outside, Pearson 3.
That's the one dimension that he brings to the table. The ability to knock down that 3, which gives you momentum.
15.
To just see what's happening and bring him back in.
Dean almost stripped it away from Rayford, but now coming free on the outside. Thomas rips the 3.
That's why he's on the floor. He can knock down the open jump shot. The scouting report is accurate. They say you give him the open shot, you just up on top. He's playing against some tough defense in there by Virginia.
Nice feed to Pollard from Rayford.
That's what happens when you're active, my friends. I'm talking about being active on the interior when you move without the ball. A lot of good things can happen.
Virginia's only hit one of its last 7 times to pull Jock Vaughn off the bench if Kansas can't start to find it. That helps the cause. Ryan Robertson, his first basket, and he buries a three.
Nice stroke by Robertson, stepping in. Young player.
Pierce got it, and it's 72-66. And Harold Lee tries to run it down and throw one up there. That's going to wipe out any chance for another upset. Number 2, Kansas survives a scare from Virginia. 72-66, the final. Our DirecTV Grade 8 again for the last 2 nights. Brad Nessler saying so long. Sports Center is next.
4. Now there was a case, a mismatch on the switch. Evans, no way that he's going to be able to stay up with Vaughn's quickness.
We get Vaughn, speaking of quickness, takes it away from Wilkerson. Tough angle, but got it to go.
Was that a brilliant play or not?
How about the way he used his body, Billy?
Exactly. He realized...
7 on the shot. Good wraparound pass, +1.
Didn't you feel that Vaughn knew exactly what he wanted to do on that drive? He's under control. He's so low to the ground. Pass has been very quiet, Jim.
So has LaFrentz.
Not now. Knight screaming at Manderville to get down in the lane to protect.
Oh, rolls. Let's that pass get away. Pugh breaking to the basket. Haas with the pass.
Well, there's solid backcourt play by Haas on both the drive and the pass. Crowd is really quiet. Compared to the UCLA day, it was like night and day. And there's Pollard using the backboard to continue what is an outstanding game for the young Californian. And there's another rebound. And off and running goes Pierce, nobody with him.
Wow. Paul Pierce.
Maybe time for a 20-second timeout here just to slow things down.
Rebound to Vaughn standing alone. Kansas looking for its largest lead. Pass. And they have it. 17-point Kansas lead.
When you get that fast break, the way they push it up, and then they have that...
Mandeville misfires.
It's a 1-on-2.
Set up for Haas. Oh, wow. Look at B.J. Williams. Follow that one.
The best vertical leap on the floor does Williams have. And that time, he went over everybody. Since that time, his play has been very aware of where 34 is. You can't say, well, he's not my man. You got to go get him.
Pierce with a 3.
It's his third 3 for the day. Boy, that really makes it. He has to be under control.
Good move by Haas. Look at that.
Second one he's made like that today. Use the body to shield off the defender.
Well, he's having his best game of the season.
The ball. So Evans has to wait and move without it. Oh, big turnover.
And look out. Pierce can put on the show.
Bob Knight calls timeout, and wisely.
Reed was trying to dish to Miller in the corner. Kansas got a hand.
4 corners here because he wants to go ahead and win the game. That's the object here. Not worry about by how many.
Vaughn.
Oh. The best I've seen since Phil Ford to run that 4 corners.
To the Final Four is Eric Mann. And at the half was produced by Bob Monsbach.
I'm really surprised that in
straight game is the #1 team in the nation. 6-0 overall on the year. So for Billy Packer, this is Jim Nance saying so long from Kemper Arena. We'll see you next week with Louisville and Kentucky. The final score here, Kansas 91.
B.J. Williams in the game for the Jayhawks. Also, Paul Pierce at the top of the key, fire, and Barry. Paul Pierce.
He's a young man who's capable of hitting the three-point shot, but he also leads the Jayhawks in
1-point ball game, 8:31 to go. Here's Pugh. The pop-out, Pierce. Count it.
Well, that's 2 threes that he's hit in the basketball game. What a nice-looking player he is.
Vaughn. Well short on that jump shot. Loose ball picked up by Pollard. Bounce pass to LaFrentz, and he goes high off the glass.
Nebraska made a mistake that time, Gus. You don't try to recover the ball by trying to dribble.
And a turnover. Nice defensive effort by Scott Pollard, knocking it away from Mikey Moore. Here's Hass. Jared Hass.
Hass, of course, missed much of the first half with those 3 personal fouls.
Pollard.
Great defensive effort by the Jayhawks.
Pierce for 3.
That's 3 of those that he's hit in this basketball game.
Freshman shooting the ball very well.
That was a 4th.
Rebounded by Jock Vaughn. Pierce again for 3. And he is heating up.
They ought to consider guarding him.
45-37. Off the back of the iron. Called in by T.J. Pugh. Nice look to Williams from Vaughn. And the left hand off the glass goes.
And Nebraska's going to ask for a 20-second timeout. Kansas has just come out and drilled them at the start of the second half.
So Kansas forces one. Batted out by Mikey Moore. Here's Pollard, 12 on the shot clock. Pierce for 3, and that is a dagger.
Oh, Williams is alone. They didn't see him.
Vaughn, nice little pass to Williams, and he just punches it.
Well, they saw him the second time. When you trap, you have to hope that your intensity, your defensive pressure prevents the team.
Strictly. Pollard posted up. 18 on the shot clock. Here's Vaughn hopping in. The deal to LaFrentz. And he hammers it down.
Get that penetration, and those Kansas big guys just follow the lane.
8 on the shot clock. Here's Pierce, and what a game, and that's the exclamation point by the freshman out of L.A. 25 points. And the third-ranked Kansas Jayhawks will move to 16-1, 4-0 in a Big 8. Big game, though.
Don't forget about him offensively. Young averaging almost 9 a game. Vaughn will try a 3. Oh, nothing but net.
Really one of the keys for Kansas this year, when you look at them in individual games, how well do they shoot from the perimeter? When they are knocking down shots from the outside against this defense, B.J. Williams much too quick.
These are the top 2 defensive teams in the conference. Thomas! Wow!
Maybe one of the unsung heroes and could be one of the keys to how far Kansas goes this year because of his perimeter scoring.
Had 5 trays against Oklahoma State. He scored 18. Earlier this year went by Paco May, but he said he prefers his given name, Ayumi. Thomas. Oh, is he hot?
He's a streak shooter. Once he gets into the zone, he's as dangerous as anybody in this conference.
And he can't get it to go. Quickly down to May. Stripped by Vaughn. Now Jacques wants to run the other way with Pierce. Well cut off by Schwartzendruber. But there he goes again. No look to Pierce. Wow.
Gotta love him. Great job by K-State getting back defensively, but Jacques Vaughn not to be. I think you can expect Kansas to really come out strong, try to get the crowd into the basketball game and really reestablish themselves.
There's LaFrentz, counts the basket, and he's fouled. LaFrentz, blocked from behind. LaFrentz again, and he's fouled. Akers picked up his 3rd. Here comes LaFrentz, 3-on-1. The alley-oop. Oh, wow! That was almost an alley-oop. There were 2 Jayhawkers that could have jammed that one home. Tough for the Wildcats. They go home to face the Colorado Buffaloes. Hatcher adding to his point total. That's a 2-pointer. Hatcher with 30 points, but a great effort from Hatcher, not nearly enough. Roy Williams' club goes to 18-1 with a 72-62 win here today. We're back after this from Phillips 66.
Kelly Thames covering the first shot, wouldn't fall. Look at Haas, battle down inside, scrambling to get something up and blocked, and taken right back up and stuck by Paul Pierce.
Kansas stays with the play. Missouri couldn't pick up the basketball. Pierce knows how to finish.
With a 1-point lead, Williams to Jacques Vaughn, 21 on the shot clock, 45 on the first half clock. Ray Thomas for 3. Oh, he can shoot it from out there.
Oh, we've seen him do it all year. There is, he doesn't have range. I mean, he doesn't have something they say, well, that's his limit. He can back up as far as
the play. And now the Tigers step up the defensive pressure. Paul Pierce took care of it.
Oh, boy. How do you silence a crowd? This freshman's terrific.
8 points, Paul.
The run. Norm Stewart had a pretty big timeout after 2 early baskets by Kansas that stopped everything. Missouri right back in the ballgame.
Shot Vaughn to the bucket.
Well,
9 for Vaughn.
First thing you learn about basketball when you get
left of the game. Sutherland with Jacques Vaughn, and Vaughn spins by and gets the deuce to the deep corner, and Williams knocks it down.
That's Pearson.
Excuse me, Paul Pierce. Listen to the crowd. Ryan Robertson stuck a crank from the deep corner. His first shot.
How big is that for a freshman? The fact that they're booing every time he touches a
pass. Jared Haas from the corner. That looked smooth when it left his hand, didn't it?
Well, look good when he was warming up, actually. He was shooting the ball pretty well. When he gets in a rhythm, he makes a different Kansas team when he shoots the ball well out inside. They get into basketball.
Listen to the crowd in Hilton now imploring the defense to go at it hard, and they will. And there's Vaughn for 3. Jacques Vaughn knocks down a tray. He's become a good 3-point shooter, shooting 45% from 3. 15-11 Kansas. Iowa State right there, in spite of all their shooting coverage. The threats. Alvin Rayford got it to him.
Simple movement.
They play was trying to defend against him. Vaughn gives it up to Paul Pierce, and an off-balance shot. No look. There's an offensive rebound. Rafe LaFrance.
Well, you have to be physical and strong when you play a team that is big and strong, and Otterman was pushed out of the way.
Listen to the crowd. First 2 points for Willoughby. Pierce. Oh, what a tough shot by Paul Pierce.
Didn't seem like there was much room baseline. He made enough zone defense now by Iowa State. A box and one. They're going to chase Jacques Vaughn.
Haas nailed a 3. His second play of the ballgame. Haas has 6 points.
Well, give credit to
there by Paul Pierce. And the Jayhawks hunting the lead now as Vaughn brings it up.
Good pass.
Pierce.
Jacques Vaughn couldn't find him. Just keep moving. Pierce was on the wing. Vaughn found him.
Hawks back up by 2. Williams knocked it loose. Jayhawks still up 1 with the ball. Pierce, 3-point shot. Nailed it. Paul Pierce has 13 points.
Took his time. Got set. Defense didn't pick him up.
Still don't know why you can do that. You can't make top of the circle. Didn't shoot it. Now sets a pick for Jacques Vaughn. Holloway got around it. Now he doesn't get around that one, and Vaughn nails a 3. Jacques Vaughn has 6, and the Jayhawks are up by 9 now. Matching their biggest lead of the game. 6:37. Vaughn, 15 on the shot clock. Vaughn takes it to the rack and got it. Oh, what a shot by Jacques Vaughn, and he has 8.
Well, J.C. Holloway, who's guarding Vaughn, they set 1 pick on the full court, then they set up a half court.
It has been a defensive battle. It has been physical. On against Holloway. Look at the French and Kenny Pratt battle down inside the lob. Oh, that might do it.
Are you by 11? Holy smoke.
Pollard has 8. His 5th point of the game. And Haas, oh, what a tough catch for Jared Haas. He would love to make this shot and will. just before the game ends.
I'm surprised he went to the basket because you get hurt on that kind of play.
So it's over, and Kansas comes out of here with a 61-50 victory over Iowa State. The Jayhawks, ranked 5th in the nation, go to 21-2. More importantly, 9-1 in the Big 8, and Iowa State at 18-6. Now 7-3 in the conference, and the Jayhawks have a 2-game lead in the conference. Let's get you back to John Sanders in Studio 6.
So the first foul on Aker, the first on Kansas State. KU's been whistled for 2. Wildcats in the zone, and they beat them. Rafe LaFrentz off the baseline.
Well, we've had 2 underneath out-of-bounds plays. Kansas State will zone it every time. Kansas has scored twice easily.
Tom Asbury not going to take a timeout. I thought he might want a 20 when they scored.
Against the zone, you'd like to see a little penetration inside the gaps. Frees up some shooters. Vaughn has been outstanding all year long to shoot the open jump shot. And I tell you what, that makes his team so valuable.
Boy, he's a 45% shooter from three-point range. He knocks that one down, and all of a sudden it's a 5-point lead for Kansas again. He's a threat from there. It's a threat from anywhere, really. Now he's got down inside. Vaughn against Hatcher. That's a tough shot, and he
hold on. I thought he passed up the shot. He should have taken top of the key. A little off balance, moved the basketball to the left.
How about body control in the air? Jacques Vaughn makes it a 9-point lead for Kansas again. He has 5 points.
Oh, look at Davis get position. Good hands by LaFrentz.
There's Vaughn out on the break. Jacques Vaughn suddenly has 7, and the Jayhawks lead by 11.
Tyrone Davis had good low post position, but the pass...
Kansas State had released everyone and started back on defense. Oh, that's way too easy for Tom Asbury. TJ Pugh.
I'm having a hard time communication. Tyrone Davis is on Vaughn. Schwarzenegger's inside. They were pointing at each other and looking at each other. They forgot to look at TJ Pugh, who just released. Very talented. Kentucky is probably on everybody's list as being maybe the most powerful of all the ball players.
Jared Hask got squared up nicely, knocks down his second tray of the game. He has 10 points. And it's a 10-point national championship with so many things go into it, including good fortune. Well, and a whole lot of that, Scott Pollard with his 13th point of the game.
That's a big man that knows how to fill the lane, and when you run, you're rewarded. When you
ball's on the floor, Pierce digs it out of there and finds Jacques Vaughn for 3.
Are you kidding me?
16 for Jacques Vaughn, and what a huge bucket for 4 in the second half. And every time Kansas State has made that little run, the Jayhawks have had the answer. Now Pollard and LaFrentz are going to come back in. Jacques Vaughn with another huge 3. His 3rd tray in the second half, his 4th in the game.
You suppose he likes his building, Fred?
Oh, man.
I tell you what, there's an article today in Kansas City Star about people wondering consideration. Kansas State, on the other hand, has the last home game, so they have to travel to Iowa State and Nebraska. Makes it tough on themselves.
Pago May's shot, no. And that's the ball game, and Kansas wins it by 11, 77-66. And the final Big 8 championship is theirs. Again, their 13th championship in history. Roy Williams sees his team go to 23-2 and 11-1 in the Big 8 and eliminate everybody. Rafe LaFrentz played through foul trouble today and had 13 points for Kansas. Scott Pollard had a big day for him. A lot of Jayhawks did, as always. Game. Way down in the corner, Ricardo Patton is coaching and sliding his feet, playing defense with his ball club. And Vaughn's going to go for 3.
Well, that's why he's MVP. He has stepped up his production, especially in the offensive end shoots.
Down there.
Well, great help side defense. Melvin, all he had to do was drop it off, and Griffin had an easy layup.
And there's Jacques Vaughn to the rack, and he's fouled. Count it. 5 for Jacques Vaughn.
Vaughn likes to keep the pressure on the opponent, and what they do when he fast breaks, he'll get a lot of picks around the
watch the shot clock. 12 left on the clock, and now Kansas takes it away. Vaughn able to control the ball, and oh, what a shot by Jacques Vaughn.
Pure speed when he caught that basketball. I thought Tuck had a chance to get there. Vaughn just shifted gears once again.
8 points for Vaughn. You know what? That was 9-point lead, Kansas. Minute 24 left in the first half now. Vaughn. Do you believe it?
What a move. I thought he was going to shoot the left hook. Went with the bank defense.
Paul Pierce, and he took it away from him. LaFrentz running. Great pass. Ryan Robertson.
Oh, pretty.
That lit him up in Kemper.
That is pretty.
Oh, what a play. That's what you want down the stretch, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd like to coach him for the next 3 years.
Jacques Vaughn finds Billy Thomas, who finds Rafe LaFrance.
They handled the Colorado press easily.
16-point block by Scott Pollard. Second block of the game for Pollard. And now Vaughn makes a move at Matt Daniel on the wing. Little hesitation move, and Billy Thomas. 3.
I'll tell you what, you can't let him stand there and shoot it. He'll knock 3 or 4 before you can blink your eyes.
Kansas by 24 with 4:50. Take many from inside the arc. This game has what it needs now, John. Colorado just put a rugby player in the ball game. There's a reverse from Paul Pearson, a nice shot. We have a walk-on, Jamie Miller from Van. Boys, it is garbage time.
I was going to say this is interesting here, Fred.
That's the ball game. 88-55 Kansas. The Jayhawks advance to the semifinal round. They put it away in the second half. They simply wore the Colorado down. It was 38-25 at halftime. The Buffaloes hung with them for a long, long time. But in the end, Kansas depth proved too much for a Colorado squad that came in there with just 9 players suited up. And Kansas has won 25 games now for the 7th year in a row. They are now 25-3. And
Wildcats on a 5-0 run to take a 3-point lead. Pierce, that's a 3.
And Tom Asbury wants Paco May to get up on Paul Pierce.
Clutch free throws down the stretch for K-State in their win over Oklahoma State yesterday.
And I thought his presence inside really was one of the differences down the stretch. Great shot by LaFrance.
Tough shot, hanging in the air. He threw that one home.
Very few guys his size have the ability to turn and spin and then kind of...
Vaughn, that's a 3. No rimming out that time.
We've done him enough this year and have said it over and over. The biggest improvement in Jacques Vaughn's game from the perimeter.
Pierce tries a 3. Kansas back in the lead.
One of the keys, I think, for Kansas. Perimeter scoring, and Paul Pierce has been on the money early from the Wildcats like it.
Williams tips it away. He finds Robertson ahead of the pack. Great pass.
Well, they can hurt you a lot of ways, even when they're not shooting the ball well defensively. They don't take many nights off.
Well, let's see what happens in the last. Wildcats continue to stay right with KU.
Paco May has had it going here in the first half.
9 points for him. Pearson hits a 3.
You can see again, though, how defensively they can pick up and all of a sudden the pace.
Ripped away by Rayford. Rayford gets it to LaFrance. Wow! Jayhawks with a mini run to close the half. Jayhawks this year now with 25 wins. That's 7 straight years with 25 or more wins. 7 straight years. Jared Haas with his first field goal. In the history of Kansas basketball, they've done it 14 times.
Work hard to get a shot.
Kansas really creating the tempo in this half. Here comes a 4-on-1 break. Who's going to get it? Haas!
I think Tom Asbury's got to think about getting something here, a timeout.
Jayhawks are rolling now.
Not a good shot. Yeah, that's when Kansas gets numbers on you in transition.
Robertson. He beats everyone down the court. Robertson with 7. Robertson. That's a 3. 10 now for Ryan Robertson.
So you look at this stretch, Roy Williams gets 2 big 3-pointers from 2 freshmen.
Rhodes. And now the Kansas Jayhawks will go to the finals for just the second time in the last 7 years. Roy Williams club the last time they went to the finals. They won it in 1992.
The #1 seed has won just one time in the last 7 years this Big A Conference postseason basketball tournament. Roy Williams Club will try to do that.
That's a great move by Vaughn.
Pierce, the three.
You'd figure the three-point basket would have to be a big part of the South Carolina State arsenal, and it must be if they're going to stay in the game.
Him walking up the 18th green with the leaders. CBS's golf coverage.
Oh, beautiful lob pass to Pollard.
Got caught on the screen inside. South Carolina State not reacting well.
Out on the floor for Pearson.
Jacques Vaughn just dissecting.
TJ Pugh, the 6'9" freshman who's now in the game. And finally, LaFrentz picks it up. Vaughn. Oh! Look at that. Great ball movement.
Boy, LaFrentz really does a great job running the court. Gets himself down on the block very quickly.
Pugh will shoot the three and nails it. The 6'9" freshman. Well, we said in talking prior to the game, Dan.
And that's the first time the Bulldogs have been able to get the outside jumper to go.
Vaughn. Highlight film.
You cannot.
Robertson. Cross court to Vaughn.
Bulldogs in the zone.
Oh, nice pass.
Oh, what strength by Pollard to get the ball up. A great catch, a great pass. Then just powers it to the basket.
Pollard's second team. Gets it to Vaughn. Vaughn up quickly. Loses Blakeney to Pierce on the wing, and Pierce lays it up and in. That's 9 now for Paul Pierce, the 6'6" freshman.
And very excited to be here.
While Pierce comes away with it. Vaughn. Count it.
Very unselfish play in transition.
It's 5 points now for Fernandez.
Oh, what a move by Pierce!
Great first step and then underneath up and in.
It was a great first step. South Carolina defense didn't come to help, but again, little move.
Pollard brings it down.
Oh, what an outlet pass.
Oh, yeah.
There's another piece of that California connection. Haas did it in the first half with 3-point shots. Decided to pull out his dunk repertoire with the Huskies of Connecticut.
Rayford will shoot the three. It's tipped out.
Oh. We have seen some great horse shots in this basketball game.
Rayford. Nifty little move underneath. Swatted away by Billy Thomas. And that'll do it. Kansas 92-54. The Jayhawks are through to the second round. Vaughn quickly. Down low to Pollard with a jam.
And Dick Davey wants a timeout right away. They're going to take it 20.
9-0. The Jayhawks charge out of
18 points to a Kansas team.
Barnett for three. Dunn comes away with it. Throws it away. Haas. Uncontested. 11-0. Kansas.
And Steve Nash holds up his hand and tells him
pass. Pearson watches the three.
Oh, what a great rebound by Haas.
Steps up. This is a three. Knocks it down. Turnover. Vaughn. Here's Kansas. Thomas knocks it down. The Jayhawks lead by 20.
Santa Clara needs to create some turnovers defensively. It's been too easy for Kansas on this end of the court.
Well, Pearson makes it look easy. 46.
On the French. In the corner. Jared Haas. Corey Williams off to a good start for the Wildcats. 6 points for him. Pollard with the stuff. Looks like they're exchanging baskets down low, but I guarantee you this, Kansas, the senior, 4 points for him. Oh, what a play by Vaughn. Ooh, that was a 360. Socks up around his knees. That is Jason Terry talking about. Pierce again for 7 points now. 25. He been the best junior college ball player in the country last year. And Wilson, an outstanding guard. Ooh, big shot. Ryan Robertson for 3. Arizona leading here 27-8. Back outside. Vaughn will set it up again. Under 10 seconds, down to 8 now. 5 on the shot clock. 3-pointer from Haas. Jared Haas. The 6'3" junior from South Lake Tahoe, California. Outside shot, rebounded by Haas. Vaughn sets up Williams. Haas, lob pass, perfect strike. Williams. Thank you, Roy. Position to be in this heavyweight contest. Miles Simon. Kansas right back the other way. What a shot by B.J. Williams. What they do, if you score, they come right back on top of you. 9 seconds on the clock. Right about now. Goes to Haas behind the screen. Jared Haas. Kansas will go to the locker room. Up by 2 at the half. The end of the first half. Kansas. The Hawks got to start putting pressure up court. They can't let the tempo be governed by the Wildcats of Arizona. 9 points for Dickerson, in for McLean. Whoa, look at that shot by John Bond. We got a lot of hang time there. Looked like about 2.5 seconds. There's 4 with Simon. Halfway between a shot and a pass. Bad athletic decision that time. Williams. B.J. Williams, a 6'8" junior with 12 points. 13-point lead did Arizona in the first half. Kansas closed it up at the half. Vaughn. Good feed for B.J. Williams. Continues to get good. Thanks, 3 on the left. Simon took it all the way himself. Great block by Pollard. Dickerson came up with the ball for the Cats. Simon missing from 3-point range. Kansas rebound. Quickly the other way. The distance. Just hesitated right. He gave you a static move on the foul line. The crowd's coming to its feet here. The Kansas fans exhorting their team. They do not want to see a Cincinnati-Georgia game finish like that. And he laid it high on the backboard. He had to get over. Sets it up. 44 seconds. 23 on the shot clock. In the corner, it's Haas for 3. Kansas by 2, 34 seconds left. 16 points for Jared Haas. They won't go. In my opinion, 3-point game. He did. Oh, almost scored on. That's the right. Let it go. Oh, that's missed. Playing short. Kansas advances. A 3-point win over Arizona. Olsen and Williams. Boy, they coached their butts off here tonight, those 2 guys. And a great job by Roy Williams of the Jayhawks of Kansas. Number